Yes, it's time for the Vodafone pre-match, and yeah, the boys are in the server, but they're not finished yet. In fact, both these teams finding a little bit of success here, kicking off Katowice in the right foot. My name is Trace Saranthus. I'm not Alex Richardson. That guy is much better looking than me. And of course, as you're welcoming me back to the desk, we're going to have to welcome you guys back to the desk as well. We do have Sean Gayers and Chad Birchill or Churchill.
Either works for me, man. But I just had a question for you guys. I think we might as well get this discussion out there.
Okay.
How many more spots should we give to the CIS and Asian minors? How many do you think?
We should literally start subtracting them off of Europe.
Yeah, let's take as many as we can from Europe and let's give them out to regions who actually get victories under their belt.
And perhaps with the manufacturing power of all of the Nordic country known as Finland, ENCE will be the competitor here, and maybe they should get some more spots in Finland themselves. The esports organization known as ENCE Esports from Finland. That's right. What do you know about some memes, Sean?
Well, that's the best meme.
I think you got the meme down. It's going to be easy for them here today.
That's what the word on the street is. And I guess if we're talking about the ENCE, we're talking about the Renegades, is this a pound-for-pound good matchup? I mean, I think we can give a little bit more credibility in terms of the methodical approach that ENCE find themselves in and the successes that they found. Sean.
I would like that if I was Renegades. I like that coming into this because Renegades are trying to play more of a structured style of Counter-Strike, right? Like they want to make sure that they compete with the best, and by doing that, you have to play a structured style. So by going up against another structured team, that gives you an opportunity to counter-strat better, look at the tendencies, really exploit those, and for Renegades, then they get to be the team with the flary clutches.
Yep. Now, this is a best of three, so things do change around just a little bit. Things start shifting a little bit faster, and we already have bans and picks out. We got Nuke and Mirage will be our first one.
If the expected bans come out of both teams, actually, you kind of wondered whether Renegades was going to go with Overpass or Nuke, and you knew ENCE was going to pick the opposite because that's the weakness of Renegades. You told me Renegades actually has been practicing Nuke, though, so that's really interesting.
Yeah, they've been putting a lot of work into Nuke, as far as I'm aware, because that for the longest time, Renegades, an Australian team, didn't play Overpass or Nuke really at all. So the fact that they've had to pick one of them and choose it, and they've gone with Nuke to be their gambit choice here, I think that this has been an interesting one. We don't know what to expect, so it's hard with those.
No.
Yeah, I mean, we've got all out of the way, and Sean, I hate to interrupt you. The reality is we do need to focus on Nuke at hand. That's the first map. We're going to be able to come back and kind of touch on it and go into the next map in a little bit more detail. But in this moment, Nuke being that first map on the card, Sean, what are you expecting?
I mean, we saw such a good Nuke out of ENCE earlier in this event. They have so many different variations when they throw the wall of smoke outside. I don't know what Renegades has on it because I haven't really seen them on it.
Not played.
Not played
Nuke with this roster, right? So we don't know what to expect from Renegades. We can only talk about what we know from ENCE. So
and they only know how they play in scrims. So they don't know how they're going to react in an actual environment where 24/7 they're going to see real strats now. No mess arounds.
It felt like the ENCE had a bit of trouble when they were getting under control in some of their earlier matches. I think that could be something that Renegades from the game earlier in the tournament can look to exploit similar themes here. But if you are Renegades, like Sean's saying, you need to be playing your style of Nuke because otherwise you're going to feel very uncomfortable trying to counter strat, trying to change based on what ENCE are doing.
And I think the real talking point here is the fact that Alexi B is he's technically a tactical genius. He's the most known for his signature tactic, like going B but then going A, and also he has a second little tactic that was going A but also going A in the long run. I mean, he's an absolute legend for what he's done. He's actually kind of solidified himself and ENCE in their end of last year run. They've really put some impressive numbers up on the board, found that success, and perhaps coming into this major, did have to go through the minors. They did find themselves probably finding that confidence they need to really solidify it all here.
There's only one thing that I want to see from the Renegade side, and that is the Adren top flash on Nuke.
Okay.
That's all I want to see.
Well, how about we see who's going to win this one? Who do you have, Sean?
Easy for ENCE.
Okay, and I'm
Finland squad.
Thinking Chad here is going to go against the motherland?
I'm going to go with ENCE because I don't predict Renegades anymore.
Nice. That's actually a pretty fair assessment. I think in this one they might have just a little bit more on their plate than they're prepared to chew. But we're not going to be doing any chewing. In fact, we do have some fresh faces over there in the commentator area of this here major. We do have a young Richardson and a young, well, I guess his name would be Vinicky would be the best way to say it. Taking it away here on Nuke, and in this best of three, it's going to be Machine and Pimp. Take it away, boys.
Thank you so very much, Trace Stunner Saranthus. We have learned a lot from that panel, but also we're going to be learning a lot during this best of three. Jacob, we have the honor of casting the first team locking themselves in for the Legend stage here in the Challenger.
It's a great honor, especially when you consider the two teams we have on the team now. ENCE going up against Renegades. I think both of them have shown some promising signs throughout the tournament so far, especially ENCE being just a convincing force to be reckoned with.
But if I told you Renegades would be in the 2-0 team list, I don't know if you'd have believed me.
I'm not sure I wouldn't have believed you, but I didn't think it would be probable.
Incredible.
I think it's a team that is on the rise right now. I think they're getting better and better, and especially considering the preparation coming into this one. I think they've been staying here in Poland for more than a month boot camping in a row, so they're definitely used to the sort of like culture. They're used to being here, used to sleeping here, and used to all of it. You know, they already played the minor as well at this facility, so they're used to it all. So in that regard, they have a little edge going for them.
It's going to be very interesting to see what Renegades can A, do on Nuke, B, do on the next two maps. Not forgetting their result on NIP was interesting. They managed to pick up a huge win on Mirage, and that is where they chose to take it second.
And that makes sense, you know. I think Nuke is going to be ENCE's favorite map coming into this one. We saw them play it yesterday as well. Pretty convincingly win there as well. Whereas for Renegades, it's not a map they can play, but it's not a map they're that proficient on. So ENCE fought all to win now, and Renegades, you know, with a big upset potential, but I do not expect it to go all the way here.
I mean, let's not forget, so ENCE have picked up the wins versus G2, who currently have been having a very tough time here in Katowice, and Team Spirit. This is truly their biggest test yet, and it is in their promotion game. So we'll be seeing exactly what the Renegades kind of resistance can put up on this map. Now, they've dry run it. We heard the panel talking about it. This isn't a map Renegades play, but with this time you're talking about in Katowice, they have been boot camping, and they have, I would imagine, as most teams do, been looking to expand their map.
Definitely, and so much stuff can happen, you know, over a time span of 2 weeks. You can implement a new map, you can make it better, or you can even find new stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see what Renegades bring to the table. The game is live, and we see a pretty standard outlay for Renegades.
So it's going to be Liaz who's going to be tested on ramp, should they choose to commit to this. 3 members of ENCE, the bomb there too. And he has the support of JKS. This angle, in fact, we saw Sergey on this very map in that very spot find a very quick 3. Let's see. Speaking of, he's actually walked straight out onto the upper site. Jacob surely going to be checking that one yet. He hasn't got the info, but he'll be making that call as they do just walk on in. This is a very passive hold from Renegades.
Such a confident move from Sergey to walk in there. There must be some pre-preparation coming to this one. They must have an idea that Renegades is willing to risk not holding inside and going for the retake. We see the bomb going down now. Nobody has been contested. You have 10 players alive with full HP. This is going to be a retake scenario on Nuke with limited nades. You only have 1 grenade on Gratisfaction. This is going to be tough for Renegades.
It's going to be about numbers. It's going to be about trades. Look at this. 4 Australians, or excuse me, 3 and a Kiwi. Stacking up and starting to descend. Grat finds the frag as he does get the first. Now JKS is finding 2. He's making that USP work, and it does make it awkward for Alu and X7. He's gone as well. Liaz, this retake is working. The bomb goes down without a single point of damage done, and it ends in about 10 seconds afterwards. Incredible.
You don't see that often in a professional Counter-Strike game. That is quite unique in its own way, but a great retake here from Renegades. They had a clear idea. They wanted to close down ramp. There were 2 guys locked up there. They wanted to have control over outside so you don't get the guys from ENCE down to secret, and then you retake inside if they do dare to go inside, which is exactly what happened. They didn't have any grenades. They didn't have any utility to sort of like help themselves retaking. This was all about, you know, hitting your bullets, hitting your aim, and they did that perfectly fine.
Yeah, really great execution as on the retake with just a single HE. Gratisfaction very brave as well to just jump straight down heaven, try and draw their crosshairs away from his teammates who are going to be...
Now look at this from ENCE, you know, they're going for the Superman strat where you drop 2 AKs and you buy utility on the 2 players that have the AK as well. You have a little in the mix as well. So this is a very strong buy from ENCE. If you compare it to the Renegades, I would even say the buy right now from ENCE is probably stronger considering the revenue.
Let's see how far they can get with it. Now this is an angle that wouldn't quite work without the AUG. Look at this from Gratisfaction. Just gonna have enough to put a couple of bullets into the body should they choose to cross sans smoke, but I don't think that's going to be the case. And speaking of, it's going to land right there towards Mini. Oh, but there is a gap, and Liaz is looking to exploit it. In the meantime, JKS tested towards ramp. He's likely going to try and call for some backup, but no, a flash is enough to deter them for now. Bomb isn't actually picked up. ENCE are taking their time with this one, but Aerial has managed to gather some ground, and Sergey makes that AK investment look promising. Gratisfaction eliminated outside.
And that's exactly what they're hoping for. They're hoping for Renegades to show them the faces, taking the duels against the AKs, because they do know they're up against SMGs, FAMASs, and MP9s. You see Aerial hitting another shot with the Deagle. This is an ENCE round right now. 5 versus 3. It's going to be very tough for Renegades to turn this one around.
This is going to be problematic. Liaz, though, great control, manages to find this one. This is an AK, but he needed to hit that shot. Spectacular precision from the newest addition to the Renegades roster, but now tested by Alus Galil, and this one he couldn't quite pass. Now Azza making things level. 2 versus 2, both equally scabbed up, and X7's Deagle catches the remaining HP of Azza, all on JKS. He was a hero in the pistol, but now Bomb going down. And he's not got far to go, but they know where he is. Yet to die. 2 frags, looking to make it 4.
it's going to be tough. There's no utility on JKS. One flash is all he got to work with. He does have the kit, though, so he can take the time to see if he can find a one-on-one duel and isolate one of the ENCE players. But as you can see right now, they're playing it smart. They're waiting for him to make the move, and they're ready to go for the retract whenever he's ready.
Though, could go through the gap. He's down to 5. X7 thanking his lucky stars. That could have been so good, but he's going to find one, but not the second. Alu goes wide. Good timing, good spacing. ENCE find the first.
That was a great positioning from Alu, as we saw right there. He was ready to go for the refrag as soon as he got the first kill. So ENCE playing it perfectly fine. They get the full maximum out of their investment with the AKs, and overall, you know, a decent start for both teams. Obviously, you want to see Renegades win and convert into a 3-round lead, but considering the buy that ENCE brought out there, it was a 50-50 round. They did it super well, converting that into a 1-1.
Very effective buy, though. So 2 AKs, full nades.
It's what you call a Superman in professional terms. It's very effective and it's very strong, especially when you have two so competent AK players like Sergey. You have Ariel with the Deagle as well. You have so much star potential and so much individual skill on ENCE going up against Renegades. So it's worthwhile taking that risk.
You can see the equipment value now. Yeah, things are going to be shifting very firmly into the grasp of the Finnish side. Of course, all eyes on them on Nuke. Expectations set pretty high for this squad after a spectacular and almost untarnished record in the minor. Now, just one win away from the Legends stage. How far can they go? And see how they can be tested. At the moment, it's going to be a real scrappy one. They are investing into this one with everything they can, but that isn't much. We've got some armored Deagles, a CZ, and Graz Faction going to try and connect with a Scout, the poor man's AWP. Nothing connects.
And I like this play from ENCE. They know they're going up against a low utility Renegades right now. They can only afford pistols and 1 Scout, and what they do is simply to smoke off outside. Yeah, they're backing up here, taking a lot of damage. 2 players down to 1 HP, a third one going down to half HP. Had Renegades doing a lot of damage, but not getting the kills quite yet.
They changed their mind. They were all crossed to secret, and back up they go. Whether or not this is going to work out for them, we're about to find out. They're getting a whole lot of control. Lexi B's not doing it quietly, though. Best impression of an elephant he could do. And that's going to be a call from Graz Faction. He definitely heard that. JKS starting to push as well.
This is super scary for ENCE right now, because they're being forced into these close combats. If they go up to heaven, that's the best chance they have of getting inner control. But right now, they don't have secret control. They don't really have control over anything besides heaven. And if they go towards inside right now, you can see the Renegades players being pushed up all the way.
This is so weird. It's like a role reversal. Suddenly the T's are the CTs, up is down, left is right. And I have no idea how this one's going to be playing out for ENCE. It does feel so backwards. X7 looks like he might be the first contact for them. Smoke towards Squeaky. They're anticipating these close corners are going to hurt. Azza just lingering on that smoke. Jacob's going to try and draw their fire. Now it's Azza's turn to shine. He starts the push. He is surely going to find... No! He was so low. Sergey still fighting for just a moment longer, but JKS finds a very quiet 3-4. This could be the ace from Justin Savage. It's not to be. Alu saves the day, but that could not have been much more costly.
That was very costly for the ENCE guys, and that could definitely have gone the way of Renegades. They did get the refrag. They had JKS positioned on the side, being able to refrag all those guys, playing it perfectly fine. Missed the last kill. You can't really expect him to hit that. That was a 1 versus 1.
I think
he did
his fair share.
He did his fair share, exactly.
Here we go. This is it. Great precision.
2, and getting a third one with the Deagle right here, keeping himself composed in that situation as well. Well played by JKS. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, but Renegades played that perfectly fine as well. They did everything they needed in order to get a chance to win against ENCE. Now we see them buy up again. This is interesting. We haven't seen a full buy, and we see Alu come out strong, swinging again. I think ENCE was expecting an Antico right here. They were not expecting Renegades to buy up, so the fact that Alu was rushing outside so fast, getting the first frag, probably surprised himself just as much as it surprised Lias.
Yeah, and we're going to be seeing how this one does shape up. Lias, of course, dying very, very early on in towards this round. X7 did take a chunk of damage as well.
It is one of those scenarios right now where you just wait it out a little bit, see who makes the first mistake, and Graz Faction almost getting a kill here, or at least getting a chance to attack him with the Scout, but not happening quite yet.
Slow and steady. They are outside, and they do have utility, but they're choosing not to utilize it. You think that's an active decision? They just want to try and force those fights. Alu does manage to get out of dodge.
They're waiting for the mistakes to be made by Renegades right now. They're waiting for the duels a long distance with the AKs. Now, they do have 2 Mac-10s, so they're probably going to go for an inside push or something close corners right here, and that's what we're seeing ENCE is looking towards doing right now. They're taking control of center, and I think it's going to be an inside hit here, and we have Jacob in a very dangerous position. If he's able to get the first kill, it can quickly spin out of control.
Sergey's back is... I thought he was playing anti-flash. No, they start their push now. Bomb transferred. And this could be tough. Aerial surely not long for this world. Not going to get the second. Sergey good to trade. Now JKS, he's been so good and he continues to do just that. Azza as well, just putting a little peppering with the 5-7 to finish off X7. 5-7, X7. 666, Illuminati. Right, let's find out. Azza starting to back away. He did a hefty chunk of damage to Alu as well, and he knows where both of them are. So much info. And this buy was not ideal from Renegades. That's good from JKS. Now all pressure on Alexi B. The bomb is down, so a lot of the hard work's done for him. No kit. They have to rush this. They have to work this out, and they have to solve it quickly.
The bomb is not planted for Alexi B, though. Not quite for the window.
JKS is pre-aiming it, and that's enough. They've got time. Renegades, you know, I felt a bit silly because we were treating what should have been a relatively comfortable round for ENCE, but so quickly, so much damage done, and that haunted them for the rest of the round.
Yeah, even Alu got the first pick on the outside yard area, but as you said, they opted to slow down and take it with ease, waiting for the mistakes by Renegades to be made, but none of them were taking the duels. They were just waiting, figuring out, okay, we know that ENCE wants to go towards inside now, so we position ourselves accordingly, and that was exactly what happened for Renegades. Once again, it comes down to a close 1 versus 2 scenario, and I feel all these 4 beginning rounds initially of the game have been close rounds that could have gone both ways. We haven't seen anyone string 2 rounds together in a row, and I feel the first team that is going to be able to do that is going to have a big advantage moving into the game.
What an asset for Renegades JKS has been, though.
For sure.
I mean, he has kept them fighting, truly. I wonder what his ADR is. Yeah, 158 ADR so far from JKS right into round 5. Shows just how strong of a start he's had, and they continue that. 3 very quick frags on an upper take from ENCE. It's going to be down to X7 before you blink and you miss it. Jacob, great pre-aim, just finds the head, and that will be the first full buy versus buy for Renegades to thrive. So they take the lead, and we'll see how ENCE choose to respond. Their money screwed, now down to just 2K.
Finally able to string 2 rounds together, and I think that's going to be a great sign for Renegades moving on here to Nuke. The money is stabilizing for them. You know, it was a round where they only lost 1 guy as well, so the money is building up towards the Renegades guys, whereas for ENCE now, they're low on money. They have to save this one. I like the way that ENCE tried to pick up the pace here. They went for a fast inner execute, sort of like to try something new, but Renegades would just prepare for it. They didn't really stand a chance when they first got down.
Now this will just be that full eco, which gives me the opportunity to ask you the question. Have you decided what the ENCE logo is?
I have no idea.
Like, is it a sassy octopus with its arms crossed?
I mean, we'll have to ask NATO about it, wouldn't we?
You're right. Yeah, we probably should.
I don't know. It's beautiful though. I like it.
I mean, it's nice. It's aesthetically pleasing. I just want to know what. Like, it's got goggles on. It's like
What would be your
squid with
best
goggles
guess?
on,
Yeah,
with its arms crossed, or a tennis ball with an elastic band around it.
A tennis ball.
I mean, bearing in mind, I'm looking at a 128 pixel image at the top of the screen. I'll get it all blown up in Google in a moment, but for now, this eco isn't going too swimmingly, as you would expect. ENCE just going to be falling over, just hoping to do a little bit, maybe scavenge a weapon, but it's not to be. Alu's P250 is not going to get him much further than those Glocks, and that's 4-2. You said they had to string them together, and now they start to feel the benefits. 4-2. Lead extended, and money's still not a guarantee. Sure, there'll be AKs, but we're not going to be seeing any Alu T-side AWPing.
We're not going to be seeing any AWPing yet, no. We're not going to see full utility coming out of the ENCE guys. So already now they're pressured on the money situation, which, again, you know, plays into the fact that what is the call going to be? Are we going to try something fast? Are we going to try to play down to the fact that we don't have a lot of utility, so we need to save a little bit up on it? On the other hand, you look towards Renegades, full utility, full sets of Molotovs, full sets of grenade. Utility level is saying great, whereas for ENCE, it's low. You see a fast push by Sergey here, getting the vent control, and that is a nice move now. Already now, you know, 10 seconds into the round, he's controlling the lower bomb side.
Knife out the whole way, no fear. Sergey's going to be pushing ramp before JKS has even started thinking about it. Look at the speed of this man. He has got his running shoes on. There's no way JKS is expecting this. He was.
Oh, that's a big
you
miss.
hate to see it. Sergey's going to put face to palm there.
Yeah, I question why ENCE is not putting pressure on the ramp. When you have Sergey in that position and you know there's a ramp guy, you want to pressure ramp from the lobby area right here. If you throw a smoke out or if you throw a flash out, you're taking JK's attention towards ramp, which means Sergey can freely move up and kill him.
Yeah, makes sense.
Whereas it didn't seem like they were coordinating enough and well enough there from the ENCE perspective.
I do want to correct myself a little bit. I mean, I would assume the call was made when there's a smoke and there's a smoke for the vent dive, that it is a possibility.
Yeah.
But still, JKS, he handled that with class. 6-7's going to finish off the job of Sergey. And so, 4 versus 4. Great work again. These are the aim stars we were talking about. This is where a lot of ENCE firepower comes from. It's just from these crouch peaks. They just walk around corners and they can click faster than you can.
Simple as it is. They just hit the bullets before you do.
No more pizzazz. 28 seconds then. Pressure will start to rise for ENCE if they can't get that bomb down, but it should be relatively uncontested at this point. Liaz and Jacob, I say that, Jacob has managed to get himself within a door swing of taking shots, but he doesn't choose to reveal his location just yet.
Once again, we find ourselves in a situation where it's a 3 versus 2, right? It's a close round that can swing both ways. Jacob is trying to find a kill here, open up the map, and they need to find a kill within the next 10 seconds. Otherwise, I would call a save here to make sure that they keep the money control. He's nowhere he is. Liaz get 1 or 2 kills right here. It's a 1 versus 2 all of a sudden.
Liaz!
Oh my goodness.
He's done enough! 4 frags! With the AUG as well. I mean, this is incredible stuff. That looked like it was over. I saw that headshot angle for Radio, and I was like, that just does not look like you can break in. In the meantime, though, as Jacob's drawing all eyes to Radio, Liaz swings open the doors and goes Rambo. Spectacular work. 4 frags in a very short space of time, 3 at least. And that is the 5th for Renegades here on the CT side of Nuke. Our first map in our first best of 3 of our second day here in the Katowice Major. The first IEM Major. What an honor to be a part of it.
That was beautiful done by Liaz. He's up to 145 ADR now, contesting JKS for being the best player on the show. And that play right there, that was not necessarily ENCE making mistakes. That was just Liaz hitting his bullets as fast as possible. So in that regard, very well played by him. Jacob didn't even have to do anything. He took a little bit of attention from the window area, but as soon as that was done, it was all about Liaz getting them frags and winning the rounds for Renegades. A surprising start for Renegades right now, up 5-2. They have money control. They're forcing ENCE to use the second time out of the game already. This could be dangerous.
I mean, this is going to be very intriguing. A lot of people talking about Liaz as a kind of a mini JKS, as a rising star in his region, and people questioning whether or not there is space for 2 players with exactly the same play style and ability. It seems certainly on the CT side of Nuke, they can just set their turrets up. They can see a deadly crossfire when these 2 are hitting their shots. The AWP now in the hands of Gratisfaction, and once again a bit of an awkward buy for ENCE. They buy down to 2k and have themselves an armored Deagle to try and find the 3rd.
It's a calculated force buy for ENCE. They're trying to do as much economical damage as possible. Obviously, if they can win the round, that will be a great bonus. But right now, all that matters for them is getting 1 or 2 kills to make sure the Renegades' money control is not spinning out of control, so to speak. You can see the money on the screen right now. You have Liaz on 7,000. You have JK with 6,000. No matter what happens in this round, Renegades is going to be able to buy the next couple of rounds as well. So in that regard, all ENCE wants to do right now is get a few kills and see if there is a chance to pressure Renegades, make them use their utility, and sort of like drive them down in the money situation.
Trying to overcome this Goliath that is the Renegades economy after what was an inseparable opening 4 rounds. Now the Australian side have managed to get themselves somewhat of a lead. 5-2, admittedly on the CT side of Nuke. Loses a bit of its glamour, but look at that fantastic angle held by JKS. No worries, down the sights, finds 2, pressuring towards ramp, and it's going to be Liaz as well. We spoke about these 2, and they just continue to deliver.
They do. Oh, he slipped down to the vents. He's getting a little bit of control now, but he's alone with the bomb. Liaz is ready to get him down. And once again, as you said, Jacob and Liaz is playing it... Sorry, not Jacob. JKS and Liaz is playing it perfectly fine. I especially like JKS when you're watching him towards ramp. One of the things he does so well is his positioning. He's always positioning himself in a spot where he can take a few bullets and fall back. Right. What you want to do when you're the ramp player, you want to stay alive if possible. So if you can get a kill, fall down to the lower bomb side and still be alive, you get the information, you have the upper hand, you have a kill. And JKS is always finding those positions when he's able to do that. So that's one to look out for. And as we've seen so far, ENCE have had no luck going towards ramp, so they need to figure something else out. Outside has been closed down as well, so it's going to be interesting to see how they approach this one. Yeah, with a fast outside here.
He's got himself into secret very, very quickly. Doesn't choose to take the long route round, but he's going to be forced out by the Molotov. Great work from Aerial, and that's a huge, huge facet of the defense cut down to size in the opening 10 seconds. Now numbers favor ENCE, and it's extended by Sergey. Takes a fight towards Hut, close quarters. Jakem's too slow. Just JKS and Liaz. These are the 2 stars so far. Top of the scoreboard, absurd ADR, but I don't know if they can really make an impact here. Catches a glimpse of 1, shooting from the hip. Catches 1 at least on the cross towards Squeak. But it's all on Liaz. He hasn't got the health for this. 1v2, and it will be Sergey to finish it. They needed that. 3 frags from their start, and that is ENCE back on the board. 3 for them.
What a chaotic round there was. You know, it was hard to keep track of. You saw Aerial go outside, fast pushing it out. He has a great awareness that Aerial could be in the secret area. He Molotov them out. Gratisfaction went down. He probably could have gotten the kill, and they would have turned around in the favor of Renegades. Liaz doing the best he could with the AUG here from Mini, but in the end, just simply not enough. I like the fact that ENCE is changing the pace. They're going from fast plays to slow plays to fast plays, and always keeping Renegades second guess themselves, whatever they should use their utility in the beginning of the rounds, or whatever they should save it for later purposes in the rounds.
Crucial round here for ENCE. They can finally take the money away from the Renegades should this round go well. And see how far they can get. Aerial court crossing, no smoke. And no luck. JKS catches him long range all the way from heaven. Yeah. And now they hit the brakes.
Not sure I like that play from Ariel. I guess why he's doing it, he wants to get that outside control and see if he can find another first pick, but there's no refrag potential, there's no fake potential. Simply, it's just him on a one-man mission, so to speak, and if he's not getting the kill, he's just down in a 4 versus 5 situation on a map like Nuke. When you're on the CT side for Renegades, that's almost a secured win. I believe the percentages are something along the lines of you're winning 84% when you're up for 5 versus 4 on the CT side on Nuke. So something big has to come out of the arms from ENCE now.
They've certainly got the utility to spare. 3 Molotovs and plenty of flashbangs if they wanted to go for this upper take, but at the moment X7 starting to show face. Oh dear, that's not ideal. It will provide just a little bit of an obscured vision for JKS. He actually chooses to look away from that. But X7, he's investing all of that utility I was just listing into trying to keep JKS busy. The duel begins.
And he does exactly what I was talking about, having a position where he can get the kill, and if he doesn't get the kill, he falls back. So right now, Renegades lost nothing. They have control over the entire map. You have Gratisfaction pushing up, missing the bullet though. That's a big miss, but ENCE don't have any utility. They have to push inside now, and that's exactly what's gonna happen.
The CT is surely as wise to this.
Okay.
Actually, no, we need to shut up, get a bowl, and eat your words, because at the moment, 15 seconds left, they're diving towards the lower site. Who's there to receive them? It's going to be JKS. He's everywhere, but X7, that's a crucial shot. 9 seconds. Where's the bomb? It's going to be in the hands of X7 as he starts to punch in the digits. There's no one to contest, and now ENCE surely in the driving seat. Gratisfaction has something to say. The no-scope doesn't connect, but JKM's there for the trade. Now 3 versus 1, all on Alexi B. Lines up onto JKM, has a chance to reposition. There is a pressure from Radio. Azza and Liaz, they're surely going to go wide together. This could get awkward. It doesn't. Saved by Liaz, and that will be the 7th for Renegades.
Not a bad call by ENCE there. I was 100% convinced they would go towards inside, but they took a gamble and rushed ramp. The problem with that is when you get to the lower bomb side, you can only just get the bomb down. You don't have time to reposition yourself or get into a good post-plant situation. So Renegades in full control, I would say. ENCE made the right play. They gave themselves a chance of winning the round by getting the bomb down. But in the end, Renegades once again showing their composure and showing that they're not afraid of being pressured down by the clock. They're just going to stand still and wait for ENCE to make the moves. And if they can win the retakes that we've seen so far, it's not going to be a problem for Renegades at all.
I mean, how many times have we talked about the potential of JKS, and now we're seeing it, and probably the most crucial game of his recent career. 18 frags, 150 ADR alongside Liaz's 157. These two are truly a win condition at this point in time for Renegades.
Super impressive, especially when you're considering that Gratisfaction, as we just saw the round prior, is not having the best game. Saying that, he gets the first pick right here with the AVP, maybe a little bit lucky through the smoke, but that counts as well. ENCE is trying for the lower push here, but they are, again, you know, Renegades know where they are, and JK is already in a position to deal with this. He's probably getting 1 or 2 kills here. They're playing perfect picture Counter-Strike right now.
And here comes the pressure. That's not good for him. Nice work from X7.
Oh.
What was that? Spectacular with the CZ. Alexi B can't quite mirror it, but 2 opening frags from 2 very different angles with that sidearm is very impressive stuff. X7's got the bomb down 2 and upgraded to the Desert Eagle. In the meantime, Alu's doing a dance with 2 of them. He's a party boy. He likes to dance. Gratisfaction catches 1, and that's going to be the end of it. Alu's nade did manage to take 1 post-mortem, but that's not enough. That's going to be 8 now for Renegades.
Yeah, that was a decent round from ENCE. They get the bomb plant down, which means that the money is in a good position right now. They get a lot of kills as well, which means that the money is being a little bit pressured on the Renegade side.
And here you can see, it's incredible. They're doing it without their hands on the keyboard and just 2 teammates. I mean, it's an incredible achievement.
Yeah, maybe explains why ENCE is down 3-8 right now, but I think Renegades is playing some of the best Counter-Strike I've seen them playing, and especially on a map like Nuke, where you, as we talked about pre-game, it's not a map that they're known to play. Gratisfaction starting to hitting his shots as well. He's going to be a big win condition for them, because the AVP is very vital on a map like Nuke, especially on the CT side. Luckily for him, and luckily for Renegades, Elias and JKS have been beasting it out, both sitting at 140 plus ADR right now. So for the sake of ENCE, you know, they can only hope that they slow down right now.
X7, this is aggression. We've seen Alu punished from this, but this time X7's got away with it. Going wide, Azza's ready on the site. He has to be a turret here, and he's delivering 2 quick frags, 2 single fights. He's not feeling the pressure, not feeling the numbers of ENCE just yet.
And once again, they find themselves in a position where there's not much to do. Gratisfaction getting another kill right here, and the round is effectively over at this point. You have LXB on 4 HP. You have Sergey in a position where he can't really do anything. And once again, you can just applaud Renegades for holding their own. ACR is getting, or SR is getting 3 kills from the bomb side. He's playing some of the best Counter-Strike I've seen him play at this tournament in quite some time.
Yeah, it really is quite impressive. 9 for Renegades. I mean, admittedly CT side, but I want to know your theory here, Jacob. Are you equally to Sean kind of feeling that the T side struggles of Nuke are a little less vocal as they were on previous iterations?
I would say so, yeah. I think we've seen a lot of teams who have mastered the T side.
The likes of Astralis.
The likes of Astralis, Mousebots as well, you know, when they were in a good period. I think the T side is open now. I think there's a lot of different ideas, especially with the whole pushing down the vents and gaining map control in that sort of area. That opened up a lot of possibilities for the T side. So I would definitely echo that sentiment. And I would say that the T side is not necessarily as hard to play as it was 6 months ago. All these teams are still learning. You know, it's still a new thing to see Nuke being played this much. I think it's one of the most popular maps in the game right now, to be honest. So it's great to see that the teams are evolving, and I definitely agree the sentiment that the T side is not as strong and not as hard as it may feel for you in matchmaking and stuff like that.
Renegades, they picked up their double digits. They find the 10th, of course, against the very limited buy of ENCE, but they've got cash, and now the AWPs are coming out. Alu thrown 1 by X7. And I think the interesting conversation surrounding Nuke is that this is clearly something ENCE have brought for the major. This is a map, this is a project that they have brought for Katowice exclusively. 4 Nuke maps in the last 3 months on record in officials, and yet this has been sought after for them now twice, versus Spirit and now versus Renegades in the best of 3. This is clearly something they want to work on. And I mean, if you want to beat the best, if you want to start testing the likes of Na'Vi, Astralis, you name it, Nuke's got to be in the repertoire.
Definitely, and I think it did look promising when they were playing Spirit. This one I do not understand. There's missing a smoke, or apparently no smoke at all. Ariel once again getting down to 12 HP. He got the secret control now, but at the cost of 88 HP, I'm not sure that's worth it.
So that must be a missed smoke. There's no thought process where you want to have a gap.
Not at all.
Let's see if that is going to continue to be punished. Ariel, of course, limping at this point, but it has forced Gratisfaction to dedicate himself to that entrance into the lower site. You can see actually in that X-ray, he's just staring at the corner. In the same thing, Ariel in a bit of a standoff. Both just hands off the keyboard. In the meantime, X7 starting to make plenty of noise. They're actually taking full outside control. This is where we get to see Liaz's thought process. He has his teammate on upper and chooses to leave Heaven. He doesn't need that fight. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it makes sense, because you have JKM right now possessed towards the Heaven area right here in a quite unorthodox angle as well. So great chances for him of getting the first frag if there is to be a duel here. Once again, we see ENCE, you know, playing it out slow and sure, and we see Ariel. Nope. Gratisfaction wisely moving away. I like the way Renegades are playing right now. They're seeking the information, but they're not going into it boneheaded, so
they're not kill hungry at all. And this is very interesting. Let's see if Jacob's off angle pays off. 2 of them grouped up now. They know they were outside, and Jacob can't do it. Tags up LXB though, down, bleeding internally to 15. And now the frags keep coming. 3, very quick succession from ENCE on either sides of the map. Gratisfaction starts to push in, but the bomb already down. It's just going to be JKS and Gratisfaction looking a little lost, a little locked out. Molly will force X7 just back a little bit, should give JKS a chance, I was going to say, to take a fight, but it doesn't have the angle. And they'll probably be accepting their fate for this round. The 4th for ENCE, locked in.
Looking by their money, what Renegade can do right now is just see if they can get a kill or 2 on the ENCE guys and pressure their money. Because as you can see, even them winning this run, ENCE is not going to be able to fully buy up if they lose 1 or 2 more players. Whereas for Renegades, there's no need for them to save. They have plenty of money for the last round. So I'm a little bit... I don't understand, honestly, why Gratisfaction and JK is not hunting for the... I want a more aggressiveness here. I want to get a kill or 2 here to pressure the money of ENCE and giving themselves a better chance of winning the final round and a half. But in that regard, you know, I get it as well. You know, you played a fine CT side so far. You haven't been too hungry for the kills, as we just pointed out. So sticking to that mentality is also understandable.
Let's not forget, in case any of you have joined us halfway through the start of this best of 3, it was talked about on the desk that Nuke is a map that Renegades do not play. Yeah. This is something that has sprouted from practice and boot camp here in the local area. Of course, they took the extra time between the minor and here, the challenger stage for the IEM Katowice Major to practice, and that seems to be paying dividends. Certainly on the defensive side, we'll see. I mean, I have to bite my tongue because I know T-side Nuke, especially when you haven't had it in real match scenario, that can go awry fast. But the first half of
You're
ENCE's
spot
map
on,
pick.
because one thing is being good on the CT side of Nuke. That every team can obtain that if you have decent individual skill players, but the T side is where you're getting pressured. If you don't land the smokes, if you don't have the stretch to follow it up, it's going to be tough to grind out 5 rounds, which Renegades will need at least to win this game.
Strange to see Aerial struggling so much. Very, very little impact from him. 26 ADR in this first half. But to quote Pasha Bicep's tweet, it's not GG, it's good half.
It's good half.
Nice work, Hazard catches Alexi B outside.
Getting another intro frag right there. A fun little stat that we can dive into is the fact that JKS and ACR have not lost their entry duel throughout this entire half, and I believe this is the 6th in a row that SR is winning, so that is not bad at all from the in-game leader from Renegades.
They haven't lost an entry duel in this entire half. Wow. I mean, interestingly enough, Azza clearly not a fan of the Orc. He's been playing M4 despite almost everyone else rocking it, but we will shut up for a moment because Azza's shut Alu up, but he's going to be traded, but so is Aerial. He's on the site. It goes all the way down to a 1v1. It's bloody Wall Street on the upper site. Trades all over the place, but now 11-4 is going to be the CT half from Renegades. They can have smiles on their face, but still, you can see there is no celebrations from the Aussies yet because they know they have got T-side ahead of them. This is ENCE's map pick.
They got a tough task ahead of them. No matter what, getting 5 rounds on the T side is going to be tough for them. Obviously, a pistol round is going to be useful for them.
We're going to be taking a quick break. When we come back, catching our breath and then talking all about Renegades trying to take ENCE's map pick away from them. It's Renegades looking to overcome ENCE on Nuke. It was a best of 3, and that's right, the first best of 3 here at the Challenger stage of the IEM Katowice Major. ENCE looking to go ahead and get that 3-0 dream. Lots of pick'ems on the line. Renegades have caused such an uproar so far here at the Major. Exceptional start. They managed to pick up wins versus both NIP and a Vanguard. And of course, ENCE besting G2 and Spirit. Things have gone awry for the Finnish squad so far, though this pistol is important. I am joined by the beautiful Jacob Pimp Vinicky, and so far, just a little bit of bloodshed. Nobody's dropped just yet.
Like the pace coming out from Renegades, having such a great first half, and then instantly coming out with the bomb plant within 20 seconds of the round. This is a Renegades feeling super, super comfortable. Now, can they hold on the retake? That is going to be the question.
Solid connection forces them off from ramp, and actually lingering. JKS catches Sergey in rotation. Now looking to try and pursue ramp. He knows Alu's going to be around that location. He's already been firing off shots. And here he jumps too. Not going to be able to best either of them, and now the numbers starting to favour ENCE. Only temporarily though. Liaz is still here, eliminated in decon. 1 versus 2 for Grass Faction. He can't handle it, and they do just about have that one in the bag. I say I should maybe...
No kid?
I'm not sure.
I think he got it.
Nope. Oh, God. Renegades take the 12th. And a sigh of relief. Yeah, me too. Me too, JKS. I wasn't sure. Damn close.
Damn close. And that was all on JKS once again. The fact that he got the pick on ramp right there and then staying alive for such a long time, forcing 2 of the guys from ENCE to stay on ramp to kill him for such a long period, was inevitably the fact that ended up in them not being able to defuse the bomb.
Just not jumping down immediately.
You would see so many players get red eyes, so to speak, and just jump down and see if you could get another kill. But JKS kept composed. He waited there for an additional 10 seconds, and in the end, that was what won them the round. So kudos again to the best player on the server right now.
Yeah, he's been having an exceptional game. 21 frags if you just joined us. 19 for Liaz. They've been having a exceptional CT side, and X7 trying to do something, trying to keep hold of ramp, because every single Renegade is there, and they're looking funky. Grass Faction with the double. ENCE going to be raging. And that's going to be JKS to finish it. 13 now. This is where things start to get problematic for ENCE. Sure, you know, we started to make it, not excuses, but accommodations for Renegades. We're going to struggle. 5 weapon rounds is difficult, sure. Do you know what isn't? Pistol rounds.
Yeah.
Converting that pistol round. They've managed to come out of the gate swinging, and it's getting problematic for ENCE now. They're running out of chances.
And this is the best chance for Renegades to close out this map in a fashionable way. You can see on the utility right now from the ENCE guys, it's not really up there where you want to have it. You have Ariel only having a flash, 2 flashes and a smoke. You have X7 with a nade and a smoke, and you don't have anyone with a Molotov so far. So it's going to be super tough for ENCE to stop a fast-paced Renegades. And what we've seen so far, the first 2 rounds from Renegades, it was an inside rush down to the vents, getting the bomb down within 20 seconds, and it was a ramp rush, so very fast-paced round. So if they can keep that up and have another, you know, version, so to speak, of a fast round, it's going to be super tough for ENCE to stop it.
So I don't know if I've told you about my hobby, Jacob.
What is your hobby, Alex?
I'm a weapon watcher.
Okay.
You know, like bird watcher. I have a little book. I tick off what weapons I see.
Yeah. Sick.
The M4A1, it's a rare, beautiful creature.
But it's beautiful.
And I've just spotted one in the server, Ariel. I mean, he's been having actually a really tough game so far. He's lost all 5 of his entry duels, 40 ADR. Usually a very influential member of this squad, but bringing it back with the M4A1, and that's not gone well. Liaz does find that frag. Imagine if he had a scope on that M4. Imagine that duel could have been...
Yeah, but there's no such weapon, are there, Alex?
Okay, jokes aside, the Orgs are in presence fully for ENCE. You can see Alu, X7 and LXCB offering that up. But let's see how far it gets them. Numbers disadvantage, but still, the pressure on Renegades to try and control that bomb site. LXC descends.
And I think he made a noise as well going down the stairs right there, so the Renegades guys must have heard it, and also gives them an idea that inside may be a little bit vulnerable, and that's exactly what's going to happen now. The flashes is raining in. Sergey left on the side alone, only able to get one. You have Alu and a teammate in heaven trying to get the refrag. Molotovs is flushing them out, and effectively this round should be over once again. Renegades playing it perfectly fine. They have all the map control, they have forced all the ENCE guys out of the bomb site, and still have decent utility to close the retake down.
Yeah, numbers not good for them. Bomb ticking away. And the CTs, yeah, they're backing away. They are not interested in that one. They are running out of options, running out of chances, and they really want to make the best of the next one. Backing away, saving 3 weapons. And it went so wrong so quick, Jacob. I mean, what happened there? I mean, Ariel took a fight outside, very wide, very open, and then Sergey dies on site. I mean, is that was just a case of Renegades doing a let's go upper?
Yeah, they're keeping it simple right now, and I love Renegades for doing that. You know, as we talked about, Nuke is not one of the bread and butter maps. It's not the best map in the map pool, but the fact that they have some simple strategies, some fast-paced strategies right here is proving to be very effective against ENCE. So in that regard, what we saw right here was simply a heaven flash that was coming from the roof. Sergey got a little bit blinded. When he was unblinded, he was already having 2 guys in his face. Right. He was only able to get 1, and at that point, it was over. So ENCE keeping it, I mean, Ariel going for that outside peak. You could argue whether that was a smart decision or not, especially considering he already lost 5 entry duels in a row. The guy obviously is not having a great game, but I like the fact that he's still going for the duel and trying to play into his own strengths. Inevitably, it's just not working out right now, especially not when you're facing Lias. He's currently posting 128 ADR so far in this game, and that is very impressive from the guy that has been flagged a lot for not quite living up to the potential of the JKS.
And the conversation was a lot about pressure as well. I think a lot of people, you know, Lias is going to be one of those players, his first experience at this level of competition, the major, of course, and it's not affecting him in the same way that we talked about with Furia in his opening gambits yesterday. There is change in newcomers when you do have the pressure of, holy hell, there's a sticker with my name in the game,
Yeah.
there's millions of there's $1 million at the end of this road if I can get there, and the prestige of just simply participating at the highest level of competition of a game you've dedicated your life to.
And that's another great fun storyline to follow, is who and which players can handle that pressure, who is affected by it and who's showing up and potentially is a new star within their own region. Lias is one of those guys, as you said, he doesn't seem too affected by the pressure at all. We see a very slow round here from Renegades. It's probably going to be some outside control with these smokes.
Late though.
Very late though, you know, they're just waiting out for the Molotov, the initial flashes, and trying to draw out some utility from ENCE.
And Molly is going to be putting Alu into a bit of a, I was going to say uncomfortable position, but that looks pretty great if they should start aggressing on that off angle through the fire and flames. Alu, I'm sure, is a big fan of Dragon Force. Either way, my edgy music taste aside, it's a spray from Sergey. The MP9 works wonders as they emerge through that smoke. Nothing that Renegades can do. Just Gratisfaction hoping to take a couple with him. Flash is not going to work, and Aerial will finish it off. So 5 for ENCE. It's been a bit of a dry spell, but the Finns are back on the board.
This time they were ready for it. You could see Renegades playing there. They wanted to fake the outside control. They threw the smokes, they threw the Molotov, trying to flush out the ENCE players. But in the end, there was no manpower out there. There was nobody faking this cell, so to speak. So in the end, it ended up being Sergey, ended up being Alexi B in a perfect position to deal with this inside push. So you could see the idea coming out from Renegades that they once again wanted to sort of like draw the ENCE guys thin, but it didn't work out this time around.
Yeah, Sergey was having none of that. Right on the edge of the smoke, and that MP9. It may struggle versus Kevlar, but with a rate of fire like that, if they're not looking at you, it works. And he mowed down 2. 1200 in his pocket as well. That enables a very comfortable buy. He's got himself an AK scavenged.
And this is a classic T round. You throw the smokes, you make sure that there's no gap, no nothing, and you just sneak past the smokes down to secret area. Obviously, ENCE have an idea that they can be there, but the fact that there's 4 guys down there already, that's going to be maybe a little bit of a surprise here for Alexi B.
It is interesting. We've casted 19 rounds of Nuke. I'm pretty sure that's the second time we've seen people actually do what you're what the smokes are supposed to suggest you're doing. I think previously ENCE actually cancelled it and ran back on Bubba. But yes, default, quote unquote, from Renegades. The smokes outside, stroll to secret, and then back away. They want to try and force those CTs down there.
I like what Renegades are doing right now. Again, they're trying to spread the defense thin from ENCE. Aerial is standing his foot here, getting 1 kill, not able to get the second one. Lias getting the refrag. Going for the second one here. That's going to be a tough duel against Elo with the AUG. See who wins that one.
Sergey finds 2. Both of them, they were looking for Alu, and they found trouble. Sergey, very quick double as a last man in heaven. 35 seconds for him to do magic, and well, he certainly has found one rabbit in the hat. Alu down on the top of hut. Jumps for info, he gets a whole lot more than that. Sergey puts a bullet in his brain, and it's going to be 6 for ENCE.
For the first time in the game now on the T side, we are going to see Renegades having an eco most likely. They can buy a few deagles, they can buy a few nades, maybe try to get a bomb plant, but this round should be a free round, so to speak, for the ENCE guys. So finally putting a little bit of pressure on Renegades. They're still not taking a timeout. I like that, you know, there's no idea to panic yet. We've seen some slow rounds, we see some fast rounds, and so far it's been a 50-50 half. So Renegades are definitely still in it, but it looks like to me that ENCE is starting to get a grasp of what Renegades wants to do, and they're starting to find solutions to shut it down.
Yeah, yesterday we were talking about, me and Sean were casting the NIP game, and it was a similar situation. Renegades, they get to 14, and then you question, you know, their mental state. They were a team previously who struggled to close out games, especially when the pressure was up, and once again, a rare sighting in the hands of Aerial. He's dinked down to 59. Let's see how far Renegades can be pushed, and if they can keep their calm under pressure. Not expecting them to win this one, of course, just the deagles, as Jacob has already outlined. Bit of Kevlar for Jacob.
And again, the goal for Renegades is if to see, can I get a kill? Can we get 2 kills? Like Asa is doing right here with the Deagle. That's a beautiful shot towards Arlo. If you can push the economy of ENCE, then that's going to be just fine. It's a minimal investment in those Deagles, so 1 or 2 kills is just going to do fine for the Renegades here.
Is he going to try the simple wall bang?
Do it.
No, not having any of it. He just banged the floor instead. So, 3 remain. Just hoping for another one of those from Azza. Down now, of course, caught by Aerial on the cross. And just going to be Liaz and JKS just trying to find a fight one-on-one and hope that Desert Eagle finds the head. Saying that, JKS, is there anyone in the lower site?
I think he got into a position where he can get the bomb plant. Sergey has an idea, but this should be a free bomb plant for Renegades.
You say should. I think Sergey can get there in time. He is walking, starting to sprint now, but no, bomb down, and that is lovely. No complaints, an extra 800 in the bank for the next round. JKS, no complaints there. And JKS, a little weasel, just walking down there.
He's a sneaky little guy.
7 for ENCE now on the CT side of Nuke. We knew there was going to be resistance. You can't, no one, after seeing the performance from ENCE, both in the minor, here in the first 2 games, you were expecting more from the Finns, especially on their map pick, and now we find it. It's the CT side. But Renegades, they've done such a hard graft up until this point. 2 waivers, 2 mistakes from ENCE, and they're 1-0 up, 1 map away from the Legends stage.
And that's the scary part about it, because I think you're right. I don't think necessarily that ENCE was playing a bad first half. It was just Renegades excelling to a new level we haven't seen so far, especially not on a map like Nuke. And they can easily come back here on the CT side. It is a map that favors the CT. We touch a little bit upon it. That said, though, 2 mistakes, and it's all over. So ENCE, no room for mistakes here. Asa getting down into Secret, not taking any damage. A good opening for the rounds of Renegades.
Yeah, someone tweeted me actually, that gap in the smoke in the first half was courtesy of a Molotov, a CT Molotov. They extinguished it, leaving that gap. Not necessarily a mistake from the ENCE boys on their T side. But now, with everything swapped, let's see how this one continues to play out. As a control down lower. And you can see a boost, putting X7 in a prime position to solo hold ramp, should he be left there. It does look like Alexi B is considering a descent for now, though.
And I like the way ENCE is thinking about this. Renegades already now have twice went inside with a late push towards inner, so they're thinking to themselves, all right, Renegades lost twice pushing inside, they're not going to do it again, so let's focus towards ramp and stack 2 men there. What's going to happen is the Renegades is going inside for a 3rd time, and this time with a lot more success. Saying that Aerial gets 2 kills, JKS gets the refrag, but they do have control of the inner bomb side.
That should be the plan at least. Azza starting to dig his heels in, and now it's going to be a question of how the hell do you retake this? Alo has the AWP. It's a dream for holding outside. Retaking the site, not so cushy. 2 going to be pushing towards that hut area. It's going to be a real test now for the CTs. X7's going to be the first. Catches a glimpse of the gun, and Graz Faction does the rest. Alu and Alexi B, they've got decisions to make. Their money isn't going to be under threat. They just want to try and challenge it now. It needs to be a 1v2. He hasn't got time, he hasn't got hope, and he hasn't got any health left. JKS is the one to find the frag. It's 25th of this first map, and that's match point.
That's match point. I absolutely love Renegade's decision-making in this situation. As trying to explain during the round, they already went inside twice with no success at all. You saw Sergey shut him down. You saw Alexi B shut him down. This time, 3rd time around, they think to themselves, all right, Renegades are probably not going to go inside, so we're going to stack towards ramp and make sure the ramp is closed down. And what do Renegades do? They rush inside. Aerial doing the best of his abilities to shut it down, but inside is such a tough site to retake. So despite getting 2 kills, Aerial probably needed a 3rd one for them to win the round.
All pressure on ENCE now. Margin for error is 0 every single round. Has to be theirs if they want to secure their map pick. Otherwise, the Renegades are going to be going into Mirage with a very, very big smile on their face. This is the walk. They have changed their mind after descent in the past. Bomb on the back of Leah's at the moment. Alexi, he's waiting. Look at that tiny gap. Those youthful Finnish eyes. That's enough for him. Gets the smoke down and he is out of there. He paid a heavy price though. Down to just 5 points of health. And now it's almost like they have to fight their way back out of Secret should they want to leave.
That was very impressive. I think it was Jakim who dinged him through the wall with that little gap right there. That was a sick reaction coming out from the Norwegian player. A guy we haven't seen play that much throughout this game, but he hasn't been needed, so to speak. You have JKS and still Lias posting above 180 out, both of them. So Jakim is having a great game, despite not even putting up too many frags on the board.
Back up they go. Ali's got so much responsibility. He has to keep his eyes on Squeaky. His back is held by Aerial, and I would assume Renegades would look at that. They do, but he's late. Azza was supposed to keep Gratz safe, and instead, they both fall. JKM with a late trade, and now Alu, he should be finding this one. He misses the shot. It's uncharacteristic, and it's cost him a whole lot of health, down to just 20. 3 versus 3, but ENCE is so much worse for wear. That tag from JKM right at the start of the round, that could actually be round and map losing. We'll find out. Nice work from Sergey on the flank. Catches JKS. He was under pressure from Ali, but now JKM starting to connect shots. He finds Sergey. It is Alexi B. He's got no health. Does he have hope, though? He's being pushed going wide from Liaz. And Renegades take Nuke versus ENCE. They've never clocked an official game on it in the last 3 months, and yet here they stand, besting ENCE on their map pick.
That was super, super impressive. The entire game, Renegades seemed to be in control, getting off to a good start on the CT side, getting off to a good start on the T side, and seemingly having a lot of different variations of the outside pushes, walking down towards Secret, walking back, going down towards Secret, going inside. They had like a lot of different varieties of the way they played. So kudos to Renegades. You also got to see JKM here in the last round, securing the round for them. So despite him not having the best game individually, he was still being very impactful, and that's exactly what makes a team like Renegades super, super strong and super, super scary.
An exceptional CT side converted in the second. We'll be going into Mirage after that. But before that, we're going to have our analysts break down Map 1 with a surprise from the Aussies after the break.